Jwwilliams funeral directors have been proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcements for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Ms. Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. The family of United States Army veteran Deacon Ernest Calvin Solomon of Americus, Georgia. The family of United States Navy veteran Mr. Christopher Maurice Poole of Douglasville, Georgia, and Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Laura May Mathis Austin of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Marion Louise Thomas Street of Cordele, Georgia. Would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. United States Navy veteran Deacon Ernest Calvin Solomon, age 86, of 151 Pine Level Road, Americus, Georgia, died Sunday, September 14th, at the St. Francis Hospital in Columbus, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Army veteran Deacon Ernest Calvin Solomon, age 86, was held Friday, September 19th, in the sanctuary of his beloved Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in Americus, Georgia. The pastor, Bishop Melvin McCluster, officiated. The burial with military honors followed at the Staley Memorial Garden in Americus, Georgia. Survivors include two beloved daughters, Miss Constant Myrick Harris of Americus, Georgia, and Mrs. Krista Goldsmith and her husband, Mr. Paul Goldsmith, of Moss Point, Mississippi. Four beloved sons, Mr. Terrence Solomon and his wife, Mrs. Faith Solomon of Orlando, Florida. Mr. Leroy Myrick and his wife, Mrs. Cassandra Myrick of Americus, Georgia. Mr. Ricky Myrick and his wife, Mrs. Theresa Myrick of Smithfield, Georgia. And Mr. John Rochette Harris of Columbus, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Jimmy Wallace and his wife, Mrs. Cindy Wallace of Albany, Georgia. 20 beloved grandchildren, 12 great-grandchildren, 3 great-great-grandchildren, 5 beloved sisters-in-law, Mrs. Rosa May Solomon of Americus, Georgia, Mrs. Virginia Wallace of Plains, Georgia, Mrs. Pamela Myrick of Chesapeake, Georgia, Ms. Linda Thompson of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Ms. Jacqueline Myrick Lane of Albany, Georgia. 1 brother-in-law, Mr. Thomas Myrick, and his wife, Mrs. Bonita Myrick of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends, to include his Friendship Missionary Baptist Church family, survived United States Army veteran Deacon Ernest Calvin Solomon, age 86, 151 Pine Level Road, Americus, Georgia. United States Navy veteran, Mr. Calvin Maurice Poole, age 56, of Douglasville, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia, died Monday, September 8th, at the Emory University Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. The funeral service for United States Navy veteran Mr. Christopher Maurice Poole, age 56, was held Saturday, September 20th, graveside at the Old Antioch Baptist Church Cemetery in Plains, Georgia. His pastor, the Reverend Dr. H.C. Wilson, pastor of the Mount Olive Baptist Church of Americus, Georgia, officiated. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife, Mrs. Goldie Hertz Poole of Douglasville, Georgia, his loving and caring children, Mrs. Jasmine Jackson and her husband, Mr. Jalen Jackson of Houston, Texas, Miss Ariana Poole of Texas, Miss Trinity Poole of Douglasville, Georgia, and Mr. Justin Smith of Jacksonville, Florida. 5 beloved grandchildren, his loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Tammy Hamilton and her husband, Deacon Kenneth Hamilton of Americus, Georgia, Miss Kimberly Jackson and her husband, Mr. Danny Jackson of Ellerville, Georgia, Miss Barbara Poole and Miss Elizabeth Poole, both of Jacksonville, Florida, Miss Dorothy J. Dotson of Maryland, and Mrs. Patricia Mays and her husband, Mr. Carlton Mays of Americus, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Mr. Marcus Major of Americus, Georgia, Mr. John A. Poole of Jacksonville, Florida, Mr. Kendrick Thomas and his wife, Mrs. Bennett Thomas of Stockbridge, Georgia, and Mr. Michael Dotson of Americus, Georgia. His beloved aunts and uncles, Mrs. Evelyn Raines, Mrs. Alice Faye Bridges, and Miss Betty Jean Dotson, all of Americus, Georgia. Miss Florine Covington and her husband, the Reverend Ricky Covington of Montgomery, Alabama, and Mrs. Mary Thompson and her husband, the Reverend Tony Thompson of Riverdale, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive United States Navy veteran Mr. Christopher Maurice Poole, age 56, of Douglasville, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia. Miss Laura May Mathis Austin, age 70, of 524 Gregory Street, Vienna, Georgia, died Tuesday, September 16, at her residence in Vienna, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Laura Mae Mathis Austin, age 70, was held Saturday, September 20th, in the sanctuary of the St. Mark Baptist Church in Vienna, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend James E. Jordan, officiated. The burial followed at the Vienna City Cemetery in Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. Darnell Felton and Miss Anitra Austin, both of Vienna, Georgia. Her beloved and devoted sisters, Mrs. Geraldine Daniels and Miss Diane Mathis, both of Vienna, Georgia. Her beloved aunts, Mrs. Rosalie Riggins and her husband, Mr. Willie J. Riggins of Vienna, Georgia, and Minister Barbara Mathis of Newark, New Jersey. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, many sisters-in-law, many cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Miss Laura Mae Mathis Austin, age 70, of 524 Gregory Street, Vienna, Georgia. Mrs. Marion Louise Thomas Street, age 88, of 733 North Coney Road, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, September 11th, at her residence in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Marion Louise Thomas Street, age 88, was held Saturday, September 20th, at the Chris County Middle School Auditorium in Cordele, Georgia. Brother Carl Colbert, pastor of the Vienna Church of Christ, officiated. The eulogy was delivered by Brother James L. Hughes, pastor of the Church of Christ at Hilltop. The burial followed at the Gum Creek Church Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. Jesse Street and his wife, Mrs. Dewana Street of Jonesburg, Georgia, Miss Kimberly Street of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Lafayette Street and his wife, Mrs. Sherelle Street of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Her bonus children, the Reverend Keith Lewis and his wife, Mrs. Larissa Lewis of Vienna, Georgia, Miss Sheila Sweeney of Warner Robins, Georgia, Mr. Tracy Paul and his wife, Mrs. Yvonne Paul of Cordele, Georgia, Connor Makita Brown of Warner Robins, Georgia, and Mr. Michonne Brown of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved sibling, Mr. Cardell Thomas and his wife, Mrs. Marilyn Thomas of Linden, New Jersey, Mrs. Gwendolyn T. Ridley of Cordele, Georgia, and Miss Sheila Thomas of Rochester, New York. 4 beloved sisters-in-law, Mrs. Mary Thomas of Miami, Florida, Miss Lois Thomas of Chesapeake Bay, Virginia, Mrs. Alberta Thomas of Rochester, New York, and Mrs. Rosemary Street Brock and her husband, Sir James Brock. 17 beloved grandchildren, a host of great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren, many nieces and nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mrs. Marion Louise Thomas Street, age 88, of 733 North Coney Road, Cordele, Georgia. Again, the family of United States Navy veteran Deacon Ernest Clyde Solomon of Americus, Georgia, The family of United States Navy veteran, Mr. Christopher Maurice Poole of Douglasville, Georgia, formerly of Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Laura Mae Mathis, Austin of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Marion Louise Thomas Street of Cordele, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, it is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcements. Evangelist Melda Wazit Bass, age 69, of 307 West 20th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, September 11th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted nieces, Mrs. Wazitra LaFonda Adams and her husband, Mr. Brandon Adams, and Miss Cinderella Renee Bass, both of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving and devoted sister-in-law, Mrs. Lashisha Bass of Cordele, Georgia, a host of beloved great nieces, great nephews, many cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Evangelist Melda Wazit Bass, age 69, of 307 West 20th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Evangelist Melda Wazit Bass, age 69, will be held today, Sunday, September 21st, at 2 p.m. in the sanctuary of her beloved Straight Life Church of God Pentecostal in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Bishop Fred Williams, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Sunnyside Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Jeanette Lowe Morgan, age 72, of 1904 Chris Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15th, at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Eddie Lee Morgan of Cordele, Georgia, her loving and devoted sister, Mrs. Dorothy Williams, and her husband, Mr. David Williams of Cordele, Georgia, her beloved brothers, Mr. Nathaniel Lowe and his wife, Mrs. Maggie Lowe, and Mr. Marvin Lowe and his wife, Mrs. Tempe Lowe of Pompano Beach, Florida, Mr. James Lowe and his wife, Mrs. Maxie Lowe of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Mr. Jerry Lowe Sr. of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, and cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mrs. Bennett Lowe Morgan, age 72, of 1904 Chris Street, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Jeanette Lowe Morgan, age 72, will be held Saturday, September 27th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Pastor Lamar Thomas will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, September 26th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Sonia Latron Green, age 50, of 2001 Turner Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, September 16th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted sisters, Mrs. Shanika Sanders, Miss Erica Sander, and Miss Ishiana Blackburn, all of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved and caring brothers, Mr. Jamaica Hentley and his wife, Mrs. Valencia Hentley of Centerville, Virginia, and Mr. Quan Clay of Cordele, Georgia. Her beloved aunts and uncles, Mother Mary Henderson, Mrs. Betty Peterson, Miss Shirley Green, Mr. Benjamin Green, Mr. Anthony Green and his wife, Mrs. Carol Green, Mr. Kent Green and his wife, Mrs. Lillian Green, and Mr. Ricky Anderson Sr. A special niece and nephew, Mrs. Elias Sanders and Mr. Jeremiah Rogers. A host of beloved cousins, other relatives, and many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Sonia Latron Green, age 50, of 2001 Turner Street, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Sonia Latron Green, age 50, will be held Saturday, September 27th at 1 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. Dan James III, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be Friday, September 26th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, of 1121 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15th at Atrium Health Navison in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Miss Doretha Reese Whitehead, age 73, of 812 West 27th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, September 20th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted husband, Mr. Leonard Patrick of Cordele, Georgia. Her loving and devoted children, Miss Marsha Whitehead Anatomyway of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Petra Patterson and her husband, Mr. Waverly Patterson of Beaufort, South Carolina, Mrs. Devon Savage and her husband, Mr. Charles Savage of Cordele, Georgia, Miss Lenore Harriel and her husband, Mr. Luane Harriel of Jacksonville, Florida, and Miss Latricia Patrick of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved grandchildren, great-grandchildren, her loving and devoted sisters, Miss Polly Thornton and Miss Sally B. Reese of Cordele, Georgia. A beloved brother, Mr. Arthur L. Reese, and his wife, Mrs. Denise Reese of Cordele, Georgia. A host of nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Doretha Reese Whitehead, age 73, of 812 West 27th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Doretha Reese Whitehead, age 73, will be announced at a later date, pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, at this time, we remind you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. Healing on Purpose with Purpose opening and introduction event will be held Sunday, September 21st, today, from 5 p.m. until 7 o'clock p.m. at the Conference Center, at the conference room in the Industrial Drive in Vienna, Georgia. What to expect: an introduction to healing on purpose with purpose, tools and insight for navigating grief with strength and clarity, and connection with supportive community. For more information, please contact Ms. Gina Ward, Certified Grief Coach, by calling 229-313-8147. The Old Mount Zion Hardshell Baptist Church of Unadilla invites everyone to worship with them today, beginning at 1 o'clock p.m. Minister Kevin Davis will deliver the message. Trustee Percynthia Hill, Secretary. Trustee Edwin Whitehead, Vice Chairman. Trustee Kirby Reagan is the Chairman. The Spring Hill Baptist Church, Tippeville, Georgia, annual Deacon Fellowship anniversary will be held today at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend, and dinner will be served. Sister Mary Ann The noon service will begin at 1:30 p.m. with the Piney Grove Baptist Church and choir along the Macedonia Baptist Church in charge of the services. Reverend David Watts will deliver the message. Sister Carolyn Thomas, recording steward. Brother Peyton Bill Jr., chairman of stewards. Reverend John Thomas is the pastor. The 146th church anniversary of the Big Poplar Spring Baptist Church will be observed on Sunday, September 28th at 11 o'clock a.m. The Mount Air Baptist Church and Pastor Reverend John Day will be in charge of the services. Sister LaChina Whitehead is the secretary. Deacon Wilbert Whitehead Jr. is the chairman. Reverend Lucius Albritton Jr. is the pastor. The New Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Byronville invites everyone to worship with them in their morning worship service beginning today at 9:45 a.m. You may join them each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number for each of these call-ins is 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. The Bethlehem Baptist Church of America's pastoral anniversary for Pastor Dawan Griggs will be observed today, beginning at 2 o'clock p.m. Overseer Caleb R. Edge will be the guest speaker, and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Pastor Dawan J. Griggs is the pastor. The St. John Baptist Church of Leslie annual homecoming and Family and Friends Day service will be observed today, Sunday, September 21st, with Sunday school beginning at 9 o'clock a.m. The worship service will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Tyann Jenkins of St. Paul Baptist Church, Sylvester, will deliver the message. Dinner will be served and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Calvin James is the pastor. The Antioch Baptist Church of America's 147th church anniversary will be held today, beginning at 11 o'clock a.m. Pastor William Laster will deliver the message. Dinner will be served. Deacon David Laster, chairman of deacons. Reverend Ricky Cladd is the pastor. The Mount Zion Western Baptist Church of Preston, Georgia Family, Friends, and Guest Day will be observed on Sunday, September 28th at 11 o'clock a.m. The pastor, Reverend Dan Shealy, will deliver the message. You're cordially invited to attend. Sister Eva Thomas is the secretary. Reverend Dan Shealy is the pastor. The new St. Paul Baptist Church of America's annual Men and Women's Day program will be observed on Sunday, October the 5th at 11 o'clock a.m. Sister Rosemary Jones of New Beulah Baptist Church will be the speaker. The unity colors are pink and white. Deacon Wilbert Sims is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Michael Walker is the pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of America's 149th church anniversary and the first anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Wesley Ashton, will be observed on Tuesday, October 7th through Thursday, October 9th at 7 o'clock p.m. Our program will be the following churches. Tuesday, St. Matthew's Baptist Church of Dawson and New Point Baptist Church of Arlington, Georgia, and Pastor Charlie Marcus. Wednesday, Mount Calvary Baptist Church and Reverend Isaac H. Owens. Thursday, New Shady Grove Baptist Church of Leslie and Greater New Bethel Baptist Church of Sumner, Georgia, and Pastor Terrell Carter. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, October 12th at 10 o'clock a.m. Evangelist Sarah Dice will deliver the message. Dinner will be served and you're cordially invited to attend each of these services. Sister Bernice Wiley is the church mother. Deacon Homer Bell is the vice chairman of deacons. Deacon James Cooper is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Wesley Ashton, pastor, teacher. New Life Church of Smithfield, Georgia, ordination and installation service for Pastor-elect Johnny O. Hosley will be on Sunday, October 19th at 1:30 p.m. A dinner reception will be held immediately following the ceremony at the Leslie Civic Center in Leslie, Georgia. To reserve a seat, please text 229-395-9557. Again, that number is 229-395-9557. Pastor-elect Johnny O. Hosley. The Mission of Hope Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today, with worship service beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Deion Jones will be the guest speaker. Reverend Charles Perry Jr. is the pastor. The Spring Hill Baptist Church annual revival will begin on Wednesday, September 24th and continue through Thursday, September 25th at 7 o'clock p.m. each evening. Our program will be Wednesday, the Beulah Land Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels. Thursday, Emmanuel Baptist Church and Reverend Gregory Williams. The revival will climax on Sunday, September 28th at 1:30 p.m. with homecoming services. Beautiful Zion Baptist Church and Reverend Lorinda Ray will be in charge of the service. Sister Easter Patrick is the secretary. Mother Lily Mathis is the church mother. Deacon Eddie Byram is the chairman of deacons. Dr. Eddie Talbert is the pastor. Temple of Praise of God by Faith. Pastor appreciation will be on Saturday, September 27th at 12 o'clock noon at the Abbeville Church of God by Faith in Abbeville, Georgia. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. The Women Auxiliary of the Foultown Missionary Baptist Association Parade of Hats will be on Saturday, September 27th at 3 o'clock p.m. at the Shiloh Baptist Church in Tifton, Georgia. You're cordially invited to come and model your Sunday's best hats, and this is open to both men and women. For more information, please contact Sister Alice Archie at 229-253-1527. Sister Robin Smith Durham, Women Auxiliary President of the Foultown Missionary Baptist Association, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, moderator. The Beulah Baptist Church Male Choir 13th anniversary will be on Sunday, September 28th at 2 o'clock p.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Jesse Quarterman, Male Choir President. Deacon Willie Smith, Chairman of Deacons. Dr. Dwayne Daniels is the pastor. The Allen Temple AME Church will host the Crisp County Speakers Pressing Issues, Real Solutions, featuring gubernatorial candidate, State Representative Derek Jackson. This event will be held on Tuesday, September the 30th at 6 o'clock p.m. It will be moderated by Ms. Melissa Dunlap, Wealth and Retirement Specialist. Refreshments will be served. Reverend Robert Anguish Sr. is the pastor. The Glory Bound Gospel Singers will celebrate their 30th anniversary on Sunday, October 12th at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Worth County Community Center. Our program will be Changed, Truly Blessed, Provision, the Leonard Brothers, and many others. Tickets are on sale now, and you may contact Kelly Parham, Deacon Kelly Parham, at 229-699-0578. Reverend Douglas Parham at 229-699-0216, or Jolandon Dixon at 229-364-4719. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of Winona will celebrate the 10th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Willie Felton, and First Lady Linda Felton on Thursday, October 23rd at 7 o'clock p.m. Greater New Bethel Baptist Church and Pastor Terrell Carter will be their special guests. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, October 26th at 2 o'clock p.m. with the Beulah Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels in charge of the service. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Mother Mary Elaine Bryant, Church Mother. Deacon Xavier Bryant, Chairman of Deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. Ms. Linda Marlin will be feeding the sick and shut-in today and the homeless as well, and she will do this on each third Sunday of the month. For more information, please contact her by calling 229-401-8868. Again, that number is 229-401-8868. Everyone has a cordial invitation to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school at 9 o'clock a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Mother Mary Henderson, Church Mother. Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Chairman of Deacons. Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Joe Wedges, Chairman of Deacons. Dr. Dan James III is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, Chairman of Deacons. Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 9:15 a.m. Worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. of Hagerbrook is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the St. Paul Presbyterian Church today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Please contact Pastor Ovita Hegeman or Clerk of Sessions Elder Ola Outlaw if you have questions. Pastor Ovita Hegeman is the pastor. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church cordially invites everyone to worship with them today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Mother Donna Mae Childs, Church Mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Olive Baptist Church of Warwick today. Services begin with Sunday school at 9 o'clock a.m. and worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Mother Willie Mae Walker, Church Mother, Deacon Lindbergh Williams Jr., Chairman of Deacons, Bishop Jerome Milton is the pastor. The Emmanuel Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., worship service at 11:15 a.m. Bible study is held each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Mother Willie McGill, Church Mother, Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The new William Grove Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Deacon Winfred Green, Chairman of Deacons, Mother Gradine Ford, Church Mother, Reverend Nikita Lester is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the New St. Stephen's Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. Temple of Praise, Church of God by Faith, invites everyone to worship with them this morning, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. with Sunday school, morning worship at 11:15 a.m. And you may join them live on Facebook each Sunday at 11:30 a.m. Wednesday Bible study is held at 7 o'clock p.m. For more information, please call Elder Michael Wyndham at 229-949-0144. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today in celebration of its pastor's 17th anniversary. We extend a cordial invitation for each of you to come and be a part of this worship service. The service will begin with Sunday school this morning at 9:30 a.m. and the worship service begins at 10:45 a.m. Minister Caleb Green will deliver the message and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Mother Evelyn Lewis, Church Mother, Deacon Emmett Graham, Anniversary Chairman, Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. Also at this time, as we come to the close of our announcements this morning, we will again like to remind you that the deadlines of those of you who are planning to vote in the upcoming November 4th election, that your deadline to register to vote is going to be on October the 6th. Please take this opportunity to go ahead and register to vote. If you have not voted in past cycles, please check your voter's registration to make sure that your information is correct and up to date. The last day to register to vote is going to be October the 6th. Also, for those who are homebound and cannot get out or away, if you would like to request an absentee ballot, we encourage you to contact your local election office to request an absentee ballot as well, that you will have an opportunity to take advantage of voting in the upcoming November 4th election. We'd also like to remind you that early voting will begin here in Clisp County on October the 14th. So please make plans to get out and cast your ballots early. That concludes our announcements for this morning.
And now for dedication. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mrs. Lily Mae Street, who departed this life September 6, 2010. Dedication requested by the Street family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Della Dixon, who departed this life September 17, 1996, dedication requested by the Dixon family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. S.T. Napper Sr., who would have celebrated his birthday September 18th, dedication requested by his beloved daughter and son-in-law, Mrs. Brenda and Mr. Richard Cross, and the Bullock family of Albany, Georgia, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Leotis Anderson, who would have celebrated his birthday September 21st, dedication and departed this life September 30th, 2003, dedication requested by the Anderson family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of retired educator Miss Cynthia Horn, who would have celebrated her birthday September 23rd, dedication requested by her family. And in loving memory of Mr. Willie Lee Smith, who would have celebrated his birthday September 24th, and departed this life September 3rd, 2013, dedication requested by the Smith family, gone but not forgotten. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Special birthday wishes goes out to our beloved Mother Melan Hope Hawkins, who celebrated her birthday during this past week. And like to say happy birthday to Mother Melan Hope Hawkins of Americus, Georgia, who celebrated her birthday this past week and was given a very surprise birthday celebration on yesterday with all her children and family. So I'd like to say happy birthday again to Mother Melan Hope Hawkins. God bless you, and many, many more. Happy birthday to Mr. Jwwilliams, who will celebrated his birthday Wednesday, September 17th. Dedication requested by his beloved aunt, Mrs. Dorothy Rose Jones, and the entire Jones family. In loving memory of Deacon Willie Paul, who departed this life September 18, 2010, dedication requested by the Paul family. In loving memory of Mr. Bernie Jackson, who departed this life September 18, 1989, dedication requested by the Jackson family. Again, our birthday wishes goes out, special birthday wishes goes out to our beloved Mrs. Juanita Mathis Talbert, who celebrated her birthday Friday, September 19. Dedication requested by all of her children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, the entire Mathis, Talbert, and Buckholz family, and her church family, Pastor Dr. K.M. Williams, Deacon Tommy Ford, and the members of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church. All says happy birthday to our beloved Mrs. Juanita Mathis Talbert, who celebrated her birthday Friday, September 19. Happy birthday to my classmate, Mrs. Brenda Cross, who celebrated her birthday Friday, September 19. Dedication comes from her husband, Mr. Richard Cross, her beloved mother-in-law, Deacon S. Martha A. Cross, and the entire Cross family. All says happy birthday to Mrs. Brenda Cross. Happy birthday to Miss Estella Jones Biles, who celebrated her birthday Friday, September 19. Dedication requested by her son, Mr. Dewitt, and Mr. Robert Jones, her beloved sister, Mrs. Dorothy Rose Jones, and the entire family. Happy birthday to Mr. Greg Gaston, who celebrated his birthday Friday, September 19. Dedication requested by his beloved mother, Mrs. Eddie Mae Gaston, and the entire Gaston and Levette family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Juanita Montford, who celebrated her birthday Friday, September 19. Dedication requested by her children, grandchildren, and the entire Alexander and Montford family. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: Deacon George Jordan and family, Deacon Jerome Jordan and family, Vienna, Georgia. Brother Dravian McGill, Chairman of the Chris County Board of Assessors, Mr. and Mrs. Willie Patrick and family, Dr. Brandon Williams, Superintendent of the Chris County School System, the Honorable Mayor Mother Diane Flood, and family, Deacon and Mrs. Johnny Wilson and family, Mrs. Linda Wilson and family, Deacon Charles Hardeman and family, Deacon William Durham and Sister Robbie Durham and family of Albany and Cordele, Georgia. Our selection this morning goes out to Mother Willie Mae Walker and family, Mrs. Annie Peterson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Greg Peterson and family, Mr. and Mrs. Chris Wheeler and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Eddie Gant and family, Dr. Bobby and Mrs. Melba West and family, Mr. Roscoe Rosby Anderson and family, Mr. Mika Hardy and family, Mr. Marcus Carter and family, Ms. Tia James and family, Mrs. Jasmine Smith and family, Mr. and Mrs. Jerome Anderson and family, Mr. Justin Ross and family, Mrs. Mary Frances Mathis and family, Mrs. Janet West and family, Mrs. Maddie Sue Bryant and family, Mr. and Mrs. Roosevelt Lucas and family, Mr. and Mrs. Son Lucas and family, Deacon and Mrs. Carl Reuben Smith and family, Mrs. Fannie Mae Lester and family, Deacon Henry Peacock Sr. and family, Mr. Henry Peacock Jr. and family, Deacon Theodore Key and family, the family of the late Deacon Joseph Williams, Mrs. Sakitha Brown and family, Mr. and Mrs. John Henry Bember and family, Mrs. Carrie Mae Holt and family, Deacon and Mrs. Eddie Clyde Allman and family, Mrs. Eddie B. Woodson and family, Mr. James Boston and family, the Morrell family, Mother Sally Morrell and family, Mr. and Mrs. Larry Harris and family, Mrs. Jasper Bryant and family, Deacon and Mrs. Morris McClendon and family, the family of the late Deacon L.C. Chives, Mr. and Mrs. Carl Whitehead and family, the family of the late Deacon Time Whitehead, Mr. and Mrs. W.B. Bryant and family, Mrs. Ola Bill and family, Deacon and Mrs. London Child and family, Mrs. Ethel Ross and family, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson Jenkins and family, Mrs. Laverne Jenkins and family, Mrs. Rebecca Brown and family, Deacon Raymond Anderson family, Mrs. Beulah Anderson and family, Mrs. Lizzie Brown and family, Mrs. Doretha Williams and family, Mrs. Dorothy Red and family. It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Evangelist Melda Wazet Bass, age 69, of 307 West 20th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, September 11th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Evangelist Melda Wazet Bass, age 69, will be held today, Sunday, September 21st at 2 p.m. in the sanctuary of her beloved Straight Life Church of God Pentecostal in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Bishop Fred Williams, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Sunnyside Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. Mrs. Jeanette Lowe Morgan, age 72, of 1904 Chris Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15 at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Mrs. Jeanette Lowe Morgan, age 72, will be held Saturday, September 27th at 10 a.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Pastor Lamar Thomas will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, September 26th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Miss Sonia Latron Green, age 50, of 2001 Turner Street, Cordele, Georgia, died Tuesday, September 26th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Sonia Latron Green, age 50, will be held Saturday, September 27 at 1 p.m. in the sanctuary of the Mount Zion First African Baptist Church in Cordele, Georgia. The pastor, Dr. Dan James III, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Bethel Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The public visitation will be on Friday, September 26th from 1 until 5 p.m. at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, of 1121 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15 at Atrium Health, Navison in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly, age 63, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. Ms. Doretha Reese Whitehead, age 73, of 812 West 27th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Saturday, September 20th at the Chris Regional Hospital in Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Doretha Reese Whitehead, age 73, will be announced at a later date pending the completion of the arrangements. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these arrangements during this week. Our program this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of United States Army veteran Deacon Ernest Calvin Solomon of Americus, Georgia. The family of United States Navy veteran Mr. Christopher Maurice Poole of Douglasville, Georgia, and Americus, Georgia. The family of Miss Laura Mae Mathis Austin of Vienna, Georgia. The family of Mrs. Marion Louise Thomas Street of Cordele, Georgia. Our program is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Evangelist Melda Wazette Bass of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Jeanette Lowe Morgan of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Sonia Latron Green of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Miss Doretha Reese Whitehead of Cordele, Georgia. Our program is dedicated to the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in the armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wilkerson Parker. This selection goes out again to my wife, who will be celebrating her birthday on Friday, September the 26th. I'd like to say happy birthday to Calandra. This selection goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, and his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, their grandson, Noble. And my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and her husband, Sir Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. My nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and here presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channels. Goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church and moderator of the Gum Creek Missionary Baptist Association. Goes out to each and everyone, again, who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you.
Yes, I'm going to walk. Oh, that will keep my way. Oh, child.
Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. In your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the J.W. Williams Funeral Home.
some of these days.